Coming up, 2 key states add their votes tomorrow to the 2016 race for the White House.
Plus, the wind, it's going to play a large factor today. We've got snow showers in the forecast to talk about, but why talk about that when we have a 50-degree day today? I'll have a look at that coming up.
We'll talk about the snow next week.
Right, yeah.
And Governor Mike Pence, along with other state leaders, will be flocking to Washington this weekend. We're going to tell you what for just ahead.
The 6 o'clock hour of 16 Morning News begins right now.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is 16 Morning News.
Time right now, 6:01. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tricia Sloma. In politics this morning, final arguments. We are now just 24 hours away from Democrats facing off in Nevada and Republicans in South Carolina. Tracy Potts has the latest developments, including Donald Trump's back and forth with the Pope. He dialed it down last night, and a new endorsement later today for Hillary Clinton.
The Clinton family campaigns in Nevada today. With just 24 hours to go till Nevada's Democratic caucus, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are essentially tied, both going after the state's large Latino electorate.
My immigration policy is to unite families, not to divide families.
I was the first person to call out Donald Trump. I said, basta, enough of this prejudice and paranoia.
At a candidate forum, Trump, with a smaller but still firm lead in South Carolina, blasted President George W. Bush on Iraq, defended against claims that he supported the war, and toned down his criticism of Pope Francis. The Pope called him unchristian for wanting to build a wall with Mexico.
I think he was very much misinterpreted, and I also think he was given false information.
I just don't think it's appropriate to question Donald Trump's faith.
Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio are courting South Carolina's conservatives.
South Carolina, historically, its role has been to step up and ensure that the Republican nominee and the next president of the United States is a real and proven conservative.
I'd really appreciate one of those hugs you've been talking about.
And while his numbers are not in the top tier, John Kasich's making voters feel good.
We all need to slow down a little bit.
As the Democrats and Republicans go after their next election prize tomorrow. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Now, Clinton and Trump are still leading nationally in the polls, but Clinton's lead has been cut in half in just the last month. Well, today, mourners will gather at the Supreme Court to pay tribute to the late Justice Antonin Scalia. His casket will lie in repose in the court's Great Hall as mourners file through during a day-long remembrance. President Obama and the First Lady will be among those attending. The funeral is expected to be held tomorrow. Meantime, an historic trip is in the works for President Obama as he plans to visit Cuba next month. The trip will mark a turning point in U.S. relations. Washington and Havana restored diplomatic ties back in July, but commerce remains limited by the decades-old U.S. trade embargo, which includes a ban on American tourism to the island. Well, it looks like Governor Mike Pence, along with his wife, will be taking a trip of their own this weekend. The Pences are headed to Washington today for the winter meeting of the National Governors Association. Now, they are expected to return on Monday. The Governors Association says state leaders will be meeting Monday with President Obama. Well, we know a lot of you are happy to see Friday come, but a lot of you are even happier to see warmer temperatures and knowing that they're going to stick around too. Right, David?
Yeah, that's right, Trish. In fact, we'll be seeing our high temperatures close to 60 degrees in a few locations today. I want to show you the current numbers outside. We're sitting in the middle 40s right now across most of Michiana. One exception, Shipshewana at 39 degrees. I want to point this map out too. This is very significant. This is a temperature change map. What it does is it takes yesterday's temperature, takes today's temperature, and tells you how much warmer or colder it is than 24 hours ago. 36 degrees warmer than this time yesterday in St. Joe Benton Harbor. I think that says it all. Yeah, in fact, many of us are going to remain warmer than yesterday, and we'll continue to see the warm temperatures for the upcoming weekend as well. Wind will be gusting as high as 40 miles per hour today. We've got a wind advisory that's in effect starting at 9 o'clock, and it goes from 9 until 7 Eastern. Many of us will still see the clouds by noontime with an isolated rain shower. But how will we fare the rest of the weekend? Stick around. I'll have a check of your Storm Team 16 forecast coming up in less than 10 minutes.
All right, 6:05, time for our question of the day.
This is a good one. A survey found this is the thing moms dream about the most happening to them.
They get to sleep in. I'm not kidding you. Some of us dream of sleep when we're sleeping.
I was going to say, what about just sleeping in general?
Isn't it sad? It's like you're dreaming that it's been a really good night sleeping, just sleeping. You just dream of sleeping. So sad.
Yeah.
But true.
What about raising good kids?
No, it's not a dream. It's really happening, right? It's really happening. Those arguments at night aren't really happening. It's really quite the opposite. Everything is just perfect.
Yeah, there's no sarcasm in her voice whatsoever this morning.
Right. Hey, let us know what you think this is. Post your best guess on Facebook. You can email us this morning. We just need your responses by 7 a.m.
16 Morning News coffee mug up for grabs. You don't even have to be right to win.
Moms, we need to hear from you this morning.
We do.
All right, 6:06. Turning now to a recent case of mumps at Indiana University, Purdue University, and Indianapolis. One of the students contracted the contagious disease, bringing the number to now 3 college campuses with mumps. An email was sent out by the school on Thursday. Administrators have been working with the Marion County Health Department and the infected student to notify anyone who's had contact with the student. Now, earlier this month, 3 cases of mumps were confirmed at Butler University. 2 cases were confirmed at IU in Bloomington. Relief is on the way as Michigan Governor Rick Snyder announced a new multi-million-dollar grant is headed to Flint. $2 million to be exact, will help replace the city's lead water pipes. The grant money is coming from the state's Distressed Cities Fund. Flint's Mayor Karen Weaver wants to start removing the lead pipes just as soon as possible, but Governor Snyder wants an engineering company to map the pipes before tearing them out.
We've done our approval process. Now they just have to do their approvals and respond in terms of giving us the appropriate information. But that frees up $2 million, which could be, several hundred lead service line replacements.
Governor Snyder says the fast-track plan was agreed to with the mayor on February 8th. The mayor says she wants to start training workers for the pipe removal process next week. Hey, it turns out the city of Chicago is being hit with a class action lawsuit. According to NBC Chicago, it claims the city started construction projects creating elevated and unsafe levels of lead in the city's drinking water. That lawsuit was filed on Thursday. It also alleges the city failed to warn residents about the risk. On to other news now. A federal judge is considering whether to delay a wrongful death lawsuit Sandra Bland's family filed until the Texas state trooper who arrested her is tried on criminal charges. The judge heard arguments on Thursday but did not issue a ruling. Bland was a Chicago area woman who died last summer in the Waller County Jail 3 days after being arrested. Authorities ruled her death a suicide. Brian Insignia, the trooper who arrested her, was charged with perjury after dashcam video appeared to show him yelling at Bland, which led to a confrontation. Hey, the clock is winding down for attorneys of former Subway pitchman Jared Fogle to appeal his 15-year prison sentence. They must file court documents today detailing the grounds for his appeal. The sentence, handed down by a federal judge, was longer than the maximum term prosecutors agreed to pursue as part of his plea deal. Now, Fogle pleaded guilty to 1 count each of distributing and receiving child porn and then traveling to engage in sexual conduct with a child. Coming up, a sign of hope. Find out why Amtrak has folks all along the Gulf Coast celebrating.
And a boost in funds has FC Reed Middle School in Bridgman adding to their curriculum. That story is straight ahead.
And this morning we are live at Goshen High School. Christine Carson will have a live schools rule report coming up. Great moves, kids.
I'll be your light, your match, your burning sun. I'll be the bright and black that's making you run.
You're watching WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, 16 Morning News.
Clouds are a possibility, but the rain will stay to the south of Indianapolis. We also have another weak front that's to the north. That may give us an isolated chance of rain showers for Sunday when our temperatures are in the 40s. I just don't think it'll be significant precipitation this weekend. Southwesterly wind 15 to 30 today. Green Day showing up tomorrow. That's after today's yellow category. I kept that in mainly because we've got the wind advisory. 30 showing up next week. And as I'd mentioned earlier this morning, yes, we have snow in the forecast. Won't come until day 6 or day 7 in the 7-day. Still decent weather up into then.
You had to bring it up. You know, we've just been going fine without even talking about the snow. So
okay.
then
Well,
you
then
bring
how
it
about
up
this?
still, and that's how
50s and sunshine today, Tricia. Do your happy dance.
Okay, that's my happy dance.
That's our happy dance.
You know what, though? I'm eager to take a walk outside. I don't know that I'm eager to take a walk outside in strong wind, but tomorrow, looking good.
Tomorrow's the day you want to do it, and it's tapping days over at Bendix Woods there in
Very
New Carlisle.
nice.
So much fun.
You could be outside at the zoo, too. That's going to be a nice
winter
day.
days.
Yeah, very nice. Hey, we want to give a shout out to our Facebook fan of the week.
We do. John
Sobieski.
Thank you, of South Bend.
You have a lot of Polish heritage,
I know.
and you mess up on Sobieski.
It's Friday.
Come on.
It's Friday. I'm running on fumes.
Okay.
And that's after my birthday yesterday,
Yes.
mind you. Thanks for being part of our Facebook family. And guess what? You won a $50 gift card to Prime Table Restaurant.
Yeah, that's how it works. Just sign up for our Facebook fan of the day, and then every Friday, like today, we pick that lucky fan of the week. And again, congratulations. All right, it is time now for our Schools Rules segment at 6:17. Wait till you see this. Christine Karsten joins us now live from Goshen High School this morning. We get to call them the Red Hawks now, and they are proud of that. Are those kids awake yet?
Trisha, as always, I'm really hoping you didn't ask me a question because I cannot hear you. I do have to show off my new t-shirt, by the way, that I have, which I love so far. And take a look behind me. These guys are amazing, getting things up, moving. I love it on this Friday morning. So much talent here at Goshen High School. We're going to talk about International Baccalaureate now. Sophia is here with us this morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is loud in here, huh? Yeah, definitely. We're like, yeah, it's too early for this. Talk to me a little bit about what your group is. What do you guys do?
So this is International Baccalaureate. It's a diploma. It's extremely rigorous, globally recognized. But actually, this is a class called Theory of Knowledge, where we, with the help of our teachers, we learn to think critically. We're culturally aware, and we do a lot of projects in the community.
I want to talk about one of those projects. It has to do with helping out Flint, Michigan. Talk to me about that.
Correct. So actually right now what we're doing is with the help of donations, we're supplying a school, another IB school in Flint, with recycling bins to help with the generous amounts of water bottles that they're getting. So yeah, so if anyone's interested in donating, just contact Goshen High School and it'd be greatly appreciated.
I love it. Keep it up. Way to go, guys. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. All right, we're coming over here. We got another group to talk about Stay in Bounds. You guys switched on me. Cassandra, we're starting with you. What is Stay in Bounds?
It's a group of junior and senior athletes, and we go to 4th grade classes, and we teach them the Richard principles. Hey, Kyrie, what are the Richard principles?
Yes, what are the principles?
I'm glad you asked. RICHER is an acronym, and it stands for respect, integrity, caring, honesty or harmony, excellence, and responsibility.
Why is it so important to have this group and help those kids?
It's always good to have guidance from older kids that have been through what they've gone through to encourage them to be good citizens and make good choices all the time.
Certainly so important. Thank you guys for waking up with us. I like the shirts. All right, marine biology, I have to say, I may just join so I can go to the Florida Keys because that's what you guys are doing, right?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have classes and things like seminars beforehand, but the main part of the program and the most fun is going down to the Florida Keys for a week. Yeah, we get to do all sorts of neat things. We go snorkeling at John Pennekamp Coral Reef. We get to go see the Turtle Hospital. We get to go and collect specimens on the Rocky Coast, and you get to learn a lot of things and have a lot of experiences that you might not get to have if you don't go.
Okay, teachers, shut your ears. I'm going to ask you a serious question. Are you a part of this group because of Florida Keys, or you maybe want to be a marine biologist?
I like the program. I like the biology program, and I like studying it, and it's just so cool. So that's
right. We'll give you an A. We'll give you an A for that answer. All right, we're coming down to our last group over here. Sydney's here with us. Okay, you guys are amazing. We watched you perform earlier. How much fun that was. You guys have so many opportunities for folks that want to be a part of music, dance, all that jazz, right?
Yeah, we have so many different things. Like we have concert band, marching band, winter percussion, winter guard, and then for choir we have all like 3 different choirs. There's a men's choir, a show choir, Crimson Airs, and then we have Camerata, symphonic orchestra, concert orchestra. We have a bunch of different things. It's great.
What made you want to join and be a part of this group?
Well, what the music department really is like a big family. Yeah. And when you're involved in these groups, not only do you get to perform and like learn life skills, but you get to grow close with the people around you, and it's been a great experience.
Certainly jealous. You guys have so much talent, all that singing and dancing. You're making me tired at 6 a.m., don't you know? Thanks for waking up with us. Trisha, we're going to give you a look back. These students up, awake, but these drums over here catch me off guard every time. They're amazing.
Yeah, the drumline has a way of waking people up, for sure, and we certainly appreciate their efforts this morning.
Yeah.
They did such a great job. Active kids this morning at Goshen High School. Thank you again, Christine Karsten, reporting live this morning, helping to wake everybody up this morning, right? Well, coming up, from gowns to jewelry to makeup, a local event in South Bend is helping high schoolers get ready for prom. We're going to tell you more in our City by City report next. Welcome back on this Friday morning at 6:24. Here's a look at your City by City report. So let's get started with a dress drive that's benefiting the nonprofit organization Hello Gorgeous. If you have any formal or maybe special evening attire that's just sitting in the closet that you don't plan on wearing, you can donate it. The event's going to be held on Saturday, February 20th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Centennial Place Shopping Center there in Granger. Speaking of dresses, prom season is just around the corner, and if you're in need of a gown, accessories, or even makeup, the Michiana Prom Extravaganza has you covered this weekend. The event is going to be held Saturday, February 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Century Center in South Bend. Now, this event is free and open to the public. Hey, although we are getting a warm-up this weekend, that's not stopping the Winter Walk from kicking off on Sunday, February 21st in South Bend. Now, this is a fundraiser to help benefit St. Margaret's House, which helps improve the lives of women who struggle with poverty. Registration is at 1:30 p.m. and the walk kicks off at 2:30 p.m. That's your City by City report. Remember, you can always send us your ideas for City by City reports to 16morningnews@WNDU.com. David?
Tricia, our temperatures are sitting in the middle 40s. Not all that bad for this time of the year. Our usual highs right around 36, so we're above normal on the temperature side of things. The wind is going to play a large factor in our forecast too, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour today. And we've got temperatures that will stay warm for the weekend. I'll have another check of your Storm Team 16 forecast coming up. Tricia.
All right, David, thank you. We are just 2 days away from semi-state for high school girls basketball. 4 area teams can book their ticket to the state finals with a win. Even though they are up a classification, Oregon Davis finds themselves in very familiar territory. But as Eli Gain explains, the Bobcats are out for revenge.
Once again, Oregon Davis has become regional champions, heading back to semi-state for a 3rd straight season.
It was great. I mean, we did it last year, but this year's even better, and it just never gets old.
2 seasons ago, the Lady Bobcats brought home a state title. But last year, they fell short, falling in this very round of the tournament.
That taste of what happened last year is still in these kids' mouth, believe it or not. They know that we let one slip away.
Oregon Davis had an 8-point lead with less than a minute to play. Then everything went wrong. Missed free throws, turnovers, and Lafayette Central Catholic would rally to get the win. The Bobcats were heartbroken, tears were flowing, but in that moment, they knew they had their motivation for the next year.
We were sitting in the locker room and they were telling us, remember this feeling, don't ponder on it, but remember it, and it should make you want to play harder every time you get on the floor and be better and never feel it again, so that's what we're going to do.
And now that time has come for Oregon Davis, going up once again with who else? Lafayette Central Catholic, for a chance to go to state.
Well, it's the same team that beat us, so that gets us really motivated, I think. And I mean, this time I think we want to come out and with a better outcome, hopefully.
And with another year of experience, the Lady Bobcats are confident they can get the job done this time around.
You know, we let it slip away, and they understand, and they've worked extremely hard, and I think they're going to go out and, you know, show that they got something to prove.
We want it more. We really got to come out because they're gonna want it just as much as we do. They're gonna want to do what they did to us last year, and we're gonna want to, overtake that.
From Oregon Davis High School, I'm Eli Gain, News Center 16.
Oregon Davis and Lafayette Central Catholic are scheduled for a 3 p.m. tip-off Saturday night at Crown Point High School. That too happens to be the same location as last year's semi-state showdown. Well, straight ahead, a look at some of the top news stories you're waking up to this morning. Plus, David will have a look at that Storm Team 16 forecast up next. But first, check this out. These students were willing to get up bright and early for us this morning, and don't they sound amazing? We're going to listen in as we go to break, but Christine Carson will be live at Goshen High School for our Schools Rules segment. Stay tuned. Welcome back on this Friday morning at 6:32. Some Niles Township property owners are happier paying for road repairs instead of seeing their streets ground into gravel. Looks like they're getting their wish. On Tuesday, the Township Board approved plans for what's called a special assessment. According to the Niles Daily Star, this means some 80-plus property owners will pay about $1,800 per lot, while the township foots the rest of the bill. We spoke to a man in the Mission Hills neighborhood. He says there's nothing good about roads going to gravel, something the Berrien County Road Commission proposed last year.
Gravel brings dust and stones and everything into the yard. Now you're throwing stones and hitting them with your lawnmower and knocking out the neighborhood kid. And
that homeowner has been told crews will start redoing the roads this summer, if not sooner. The county will install a new draining system to keep the water from seeping into the ground beneath the streets. Police are looking for a suspect who broke in and robbed a home in Marshall County, and they need your help too. Here's what we know. It happened Wednesday, sometime between the hours of 6:45 a.m. and 4 p.m. They say someone broke into a home in the 13,000 block of Ironwood Road. They also say the suspect took off with a .22 caliber Winchester bolt action rifle, 5 fully loaded rifle magazines, a tactical carrying case, cash, and an unknown amount of jewelry. If you have any information regarding the theft, contact Marshall County Police. On to international news now. A key ISIS target has been destroyed in Iraq. This is infrared video of an airstrike from last weekend. Coalition forces say the strike destroyed a facility ISIS used to store cash and collect taxes. The video actually shows paper money flying through the air after a round of explosions. Officials say the strike should disrupt the terror group's financial command and control operations. South Korea has welcomed the decision by the U.S. to force further sanctions on North Korea. The South Korean Foreign Ministry says the sanctions will contribute to make North Korea pay for its nuclear and missile provocations. Yesterday, President Obama hit North Korea with more sanctions for defying the world and pushing forward with its nuclear weapons program. The move comes weeks after North Korea launched a satellite carrying a rocket into space and conducted its 4th underground nuclear test. On this Friday morning, warmer temperatures are expected, but it's not going to feel so warm as long as that wind is blowing so strong. David is here to explain that and more.
That's right, Tricia. The cloud cover still with us this morning. It's keeping temperatures stable. The wind hasn't reached its peak for the day. That will happen later on into the afternoon, gusting as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour. Not something you want to deal with, especially when you consider that will be in the 50s for the first time this year. We'll likely see these temperatures feel warmer as we look to the daytime tomorrow, even though the temperature gauge may show a slightly cooler number. Our satellite radar combination showing some breaks in the clouds. That doesn't necessarily mean temperatures will drop all that much this morning. Many of us are sitting in the lower to middle 40s. The stray 39-degree reading in the rural areas of LaGrange County where the darker blues are showing up. I wouldn't be surprised to see some middle 30s out there too. But this is the type of weather that you usually expect during the springtime months. We get a dose of that early here in February. With a month to go yet of the winter season. Wind, it's out of the south. It's gusting as high as 25 to 30 this morning. It's another reason that the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory that starts at 9 o'clock, goes through 7 p.m. Eastern for everybody in the viewing area this morning and throughout the entire day. The wind gusting as high as 40, and that's going to make travel an issue. Trying to stay in your one lane there on the major highways. And if you're planning on taking your trash out today to the curb for trash pickup, watch for that truck to come by and then quickly bring it back inside. You don't want it to be halfway down the road later on because that wind will be so much of a factor. And it'll make the 50s. They feel like they're in the 40s later on. Let's take a look at the afternoon forecast. Zoom into the northern tier of our viewing area near the state line. Wouldn't be surprised to see some middle 50s with the mix of sun and clouds. I'd say later, closer to the evening drive, you'll probably notice that our temperatures are finally cooling just a little bit, but that's when we'll get our sunshine. Could be pushing 60 degrees. That's what shows up in Francisville with a variably cloudy sky today. 57 in Rochester and in Warsaw as well. Here's a look at our 16 future track model. Here's what you can expect throughout the daytime today. Two fronts, once a warm front, then a cold front, both sweeping through. The clearing sky will be with us later on. Windy conditions will finally die down late tonight into the daytime on Saturday. The isobars are a good indicator of just how high the wind will be. That's the white squiggly lines. Those are what those are all over the screen. We're seeing a mostly sunny day on Saturday. I'd say that'll be the best day of the next 7. We'll still be in the 50s. It'll be less wind and we'll get some sunshine in town. Quick moving system through the Ohio River Valley giving rain showers south of Indianapolis. Most of that should not affect us, but we could see a few spots of rain showers on Sunday. I just don't think it'll be enough to register in the rain gauge. 56 degrees for a high temperature, a windy day. It'll be the warmest of the next 7, but I believe tomorrow will actually be the most comfortable with less wind, sunshine, and 52 degrees. We drop to the 30s as we look to next week. Not a lot of precipitation over the next 7 days.
Okay, so tomorrow's going to be a perfect day to pick up all the trash and debris
Yes.
that got blown around the yard if you put your trash out and it got blown over.
Yes. And it'll be a good day to, throw the shoes or whatnot into the washing machine because they'll be so dirty, along with all your clothes from that muck that has occurred from the melting snow.
We always called that the barnyard dance. If you got a lot of mud on your boots or your shoes, you have to go out there and scrape a little bit before you come in the house. Try to get it cleaned up a little bit.
You mentioned barnyard dance. All I can think about is my daughter's books that she has at home. One's called The Barnyard Dance.
Oh, we'll see.
I'm not going to sing it this morning.
Okay.
Stay away from that.
Maybe we should thank you then.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our question of the day on this Friday morning.
Today's question, a survey found this is the thing moms dream about happening to them the most.
I really think it is sleeping in. You're dreaming of sleeping in. We're getting a lot of people saying winning the lottery and just traveling.
Yeah,
beach vacation.
If it's a vacay or a stay-kay, well, you don't have to worry about responsibility.
Yeah,
that's a winner, right?
Yeah. Let us know what you think it is. You still have time. We're taking all your responses till 7 a.m. It's all for a chance to win a 16 Morning News coffee mug.
We'll give that mug away on Monday morning.
All right. Hey, let's check in with Goshen, shall we? Every Friday morning, we highlight the great things that are happening in local schools, and today we are live at Goshen High School. Christine Karsten joins us now live from the home of the Red Hawks. Good morning, Christine.
I know, change of name, but not change of spirit. These guys are pretty excited to be here, and I love hanging out with them. Take a look. We're talking about the super mileage team. Hey, I think it has something to do with cars and maybe mileage, maybe gas. I don't know. Chris is here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you guys do? What is a super mileage team?
We design, build, and test these cars to get as good a gas mileage as possible, and then we take them up to Detroit this year to the Shell Eco Marathon, and we compete against teams from Canada, Mexico, Argentina, Guatemala, all over the U.S., colleges and universities and high schools.
That is so cool. What does a competition even look like?
We go down Wednesday morning, get signed up and everything. Thursday morning is usually, we go through a tech inspection. We have to pass certain safety issues for Shell. And then Saturday and Sunday are 2 competition days where everybody that's in the line goes around the track as many times as it takes, and they measure the fuel, and then they rank you. And you only get, I think, 6 runs. And
So if I bring you my car, you can give me the best mileage possible?
we could try.
All right, thanks for waking up with us this morning. All right, we're talking arts now. Look at all these guys who are so creative and talented here. Shira's here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing great. We talked to kind of folks participate in music. You guys have so many opportunities for them. The same goes with art. You have so many opportunities.
Yes, we do. We have computer graphics, we have drawing 1, 2, and 3, we have ceramics, we have IB art for seniors, we have AP art for seniors and juniors. Kind of just varies for everybody on what you want to do. We also have 3D art, we have, we have everything. It's a lot of fun. Printmaking.
What are you working on right here?
Right now, I'm actually working on a cultural appropriation piece. She's got the sass and the beautiful blackness of a woman, but her skin's actually going to be white. Because deep down, all of us kind of want to be like somebody else. And I feel right now a big thing that's in our culture is we want to be like somebody big. And right now, black people are coming into their own, which is wonderful. And now we're getting a little bit jealous.
Keep it up. I appreciate you waking up with us. All right, we're coming over here. We got another group to talk about. We're talking French Club. Jose's here with us this morning. I found ya. How's it going? This is kind of a walk, huh?
Yeah, it's going great. Here with the Club de Français. Bonjour à tous les franco-parlants.
Okay, tell me more. Talk to me a little bit about your club, and you guys really kind of dig into the culture here.
Yeah, we do. We talk a little bit about language, something we don't typically talk about during class. We talk about the culture and daily French life and how we can live it and experience it here at school and at home. We also explore the culture through food. Food is big. And at the end of the year, we take a Chicago trip and go to a French restaurant, go to the museum and explore French arts. And it's just very, very culture driven.
Love it. Thanks for waking up with us. All right, one more group to go. It's Mr. GHS. Cameron's here. What is this?
Mr. GHS is like a Miss America type pageant show for our senior boys here. And we get like great judges. We have some of our staff judging. We have like guest hosts. And we have one of our staff is co-hosting this year too. And we just really focus on the senior boys. Like some of the talents are going to be really funny and everyone should come see it. We have a sign. It's April 22nd this year in the auditorium. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And soon there will be a Snapchat like the week before Mr. GHS, just showing all the boys and them getting ready. Louis' Tux Shop is actually helping. They're giving all the guys tuxes for the talent portion. And we have like this part where they just all come out and they model their tuxes. They have those too.
Certainly a lot of fun. I love it. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Trisha, before I let you go, I need to introduce you to Molly. We talked to her a little bit earlier. She told me that I'm her spirit animal. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll figure it out and let you know coming up. But I had to show her off since we're like one and the same, I guess, is what she's saying. She wants my job and I want to be a marine biologist now.
Incredible. See how the students are inspiring others today? I love it. Thank you so much. Christine Karsten reporting live this morning. Another great Schools Rules segment. Remember, you can sign up your school for our Schools Rules segment. Just check out our website. Click on the green Schools Rule banner on the main page. Well, middle school students are, of course, adventurous and inquisitive, and that's why lessons on healthy life choices are so important. The kids at FC Reed Middle School in Bridgman will be adding to their curriculum thanks to a boost in funds from Martin Supermarket's One School at a Time grant.
On behalf of Martin Supermarkets, we would like to present this check for $1,000 to Reed Middle School for One School at a Time. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Reed is on a quest to become a red ribbon school. Take a look.
I love going to FC Reed.
Natalie McNeil and her friends know where to go if they need help.
You can go to anyone and they'll help you with whatever you need. If it's homework, if it's personal life, anything, you can absolutely go to anyone and they will definitely just help you with whatever you need.
We need to prepare our kids for any situation where they may be outside of these four walls.
Principal Sam Stein says that means teaching more than reading, writing, and math.
We've brought in a lot of different programs, community forums, anti-bullying programs. We've worked on all kinds of different agendas that we've moved forward with this new focus on school comprehensive counseling rather than guidance.
The next step, they want to join the Red Ribbon Campaign, a national program to help kids stay drug-free.
How did we word that? Does anybody remember how we worded that?
Counselor Melissa Teed says the One School at a Time grant money will help pay for their Red Ribbon School certification and programs.
Raise your hand if you've ever used that strategy.
While they don't have a drug problem at their middle school, there is a problem in the county and beyond.
The statistics are they're scary and overwhelming. Berrien County is ranked as one of the top 5 counties in Michigan for heroin overdoses. Abuse of prescription painkillers is now second only to marijuana in the state of Michigan.
The middle schoolers here at FC Reed are in grades 5 through 8. That means they're about 11 to 14 years of age. It's believed that 90% of addictions begin in the teenage years. That means this is the audience. This is the target group.
That's our population, and we don't want our kids to start doing that. We want them to have healthy ways to deal with life, and we want them to be able to stand up to peer pressure. We want them to be able to cope with things and have those tools.
Tools that will help them make good choices.
You have to surround yourself with good adults and good friends.
And stay active.
Sports are definitely good because, first of all, they're fun. They get you healthier and stronger, and they're just better overall because the things that matter most to me in life are family, grades, and sports.
Good tools to help stay on the right path. I'm Tricia Sloma, News Center 16. Now, the Red Ribbon Campaign is a popular drug prevention program all across the country. And if you would like more information for your school, just go to our website, WNDU.com, and click on the big red bar for links. And if you'd like your school nominated for a One School at a Time grant, just fill out an application online. The winning school will get $1,000 from Martin's Supermarket, and a new winner is picked each month. Schools only need to apply once, and you can do so by going to michianaschools.com. They were very inspirational. I enjoyed meeting those kids so much.
Look like a good group of kids.
They are. They're off to some great things. Coming up, have you ever watched the James Bond movie and wished you owned his sports car?
Every single day of my life. Well, one lucky super fan is getting that chance for a pretty hefty prize. We'll tell you how much right after this.
10 till the top of the hour. 10 super fans with deep pockets are a bit closer to living the life of movie spy James Bond. A charity auction of items from the movie Spectre included Agent 007's latest sports car, one of the 10 Aston Martin DB10s, which was built exclusively for the film, sold for $3.5 million. Aston Martin says it does run with a top speed around 190 miles an hour. 9 other pieces of memorabilia from Spectre were also sold, including a watch and dinner suit worn by Bond star Daniel Craig. Pretty cool stuff. Folks in Alabama are celebrating after a passenger train arrived for the first time since Hurricane Katrina damaged the tracks in 2005. Amtrak operated the train as a test for resuming service through the Gulf Coast. After more than 10 years, the train is a symbol of hope and rebirth for the region that's still recovering. The train departed from Jacksonville, Florida, carrying passengers to New Orleans, made 14 stops along the way. We're going to be back in a moment with a check of your day's top stories and a look at that Storm Team 16 forecast, a warm forecast, might I add. But first, as we head to break, your lottery numbers for today. It's 5 till now. Before you head out the door, take a look inside Goshen High School. We want to thank these students, parents, and teachers for making our schools rule happen today. It was a lot of fun. Great job, Red Hawks. Hey, and just in this morning, American warplanes struck targets in Libya overnight, hitting a training camp. And we're going to have much more on this coming up on the Today Show starting at 7. David's got a check of weather. David?
Yeah, you've got that right, Tricia. Middle 40s are showing up all across the board this morning, and we'll likely see those temperatures rise just over the next couple of hours. Let's take a look at those numbers. We'll make this full screen for you. 44 degree in temperature in South Bend, 44 in Plymouth. The warm spot, 46 down in Rochester, and the cold spot, 39 in Shipshewana and in LaGrange. Here's a look in time on 16 Future Track. This model not indicating any cloud cover this morning. I expect there to be some clouds and some sunshine. A couple fronts moving through today will likely give us the chance of rain showers. Very isolated, I'd say, at best. I've got a warm front first and the cold front. Not only but an hour or two between both of them moving through. Wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour with a wind advisory in effect from 9 a.m. to 7 o'clock Eastern time. 56 degrees today. Southwesterly wind coming in at 15 to 30 miles per hour, gusting as high as 40. We'll go green on Saturday for a 52-degree reading, and we've got 45 for Sunday. Another slight chance of rain showers. Decent weekend is expected with mainly dry conditions.
All right, answer to the question of the day. A survey found this is the #1 thing that moms dream about happening to them the most.
Yeah,
What is it?
It was your first answer, winning the lottery.
Yes.
And then taking a vacation.
You know, not only do we dream of that, we already have it spent. See how
Nothing
that works?
wrong with that. Not at all.
Have a great Friday, everyone. That's going to do it for our morning show. We'll see you back here in 25 minutes.
And if you missed anything from our newscast, WNDU.com is the place to be. Today's show is next. Have a great day.